much for being here today. I hope you're all just as excited as I am to talk about the 10 creative problem solving steps to just kind of apply to life's changes and uncertainties. So first of all, my name is Angie and I am the brand and storytelling designer at Square One. And as I mentioned, today we're going to dive into the 10 steps of creative problem solving and just see how you can apply them throughout your life. I'd like to welcome your host, Ali Wycheck. Ali's international roots and multinational experience in digital transformation and customer experience have been a vital part of her experience working across 3 continents. So after nearly 20 years of being in the corporate world all around the world, Ali decided to pivot, as she does. And since then, Ali's been on a journey of entrepreneurship as she founded Square One. So today she's going to take you through all of the ways that you can apply creative problem solving, as I mentioned, and let us welcome Ali.
Hello, good morning, everyone. How are you all? Good. Thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you so much, Angie. And yeah, we had a bit of a salsa dancing situation going on. And if you want a mojito, help yourselves. Right here for you from La Bodeguita, all the way from Habana, Cuba. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's such a pleasure. And so hello, creative problem solvers. You're here today for a reason, and I cannot wait to share with you all the things that we have prepared for you this morning. So before we get started, if we have a bit of a chat, so you will see it on your Zoom. If you're on the browser version or on the desktop version, you will see there is a chat option. So just jump on there, and I would love to see where you're joining us from. Brisbane, awesome. Hi, Brock. Thank you for joining us. Erica, Brisbane, Seattle, nice. Sydney, amazing. Melbourne, welcome. Breezy, Melbourne, so good. I had people who registered from Thailand and India. Are you here? Are you here? Can't wait to see you. Loads of Breezy people. Awesome. Thank you so very much. Sunny Coast, lucky you. And thank you so much. Wellington, New Zealand, hello. All the way across the pond. Thank you so much for joining. So good seeing you all this morning. So to get us started, I just want to acknowledge that we have a lot of things going on in our lives right now. And ultimately, it's for us to really embrace whether we're having different feelings on a minute-by-minute basis. And I definitely sit in that category. And you might have seen this graph, which, by the way, has no source linked to it. But you have probably been living over the last few weeks somewhere between that fear zone, learning zone, and that growth zone. You might have been like me, panicking for the very few days when I had to have my kids being homeschooled while trying to run a Square One, my husband joining the working from home environment. And to be honest, it wasn't that easy, but we're taking it minute by minute and obviously learning as we go. But I definitely believe that there is an opportunity for us to pause and reflect, really acknowledge those feelings that we're feeling. And there is no right or wrong. Everything that we're going through is very normal. But I just want to say that today is really for us to give you a couple of tools to hopefully help you to be moving into that learning zone and in that growth zone. And if you think you're still in that fear zone, just embrace it, stick around. And even if you walk away feeling a little bit better, then we made already, we tick the box from our end. So one thing that I wanted to run by you, and we got a couple of questions that I wanted to ask. And so you should be seeing this in your screen, which is really acknowledging where is everybody at. So everybody who's joining us, I would love to hear from you. What are the feelings? What are the emotions that you've been going through for the last week, especially? Let's not call it day by day, but maybe over the last week. So you have multiple options. We got things from joy, enthusiasm, optimism, boredom, frustration, anger, fear, and depression. And I would also love to know, where are you today? Can everybody see the poll fine? Cool, I'll give you a minute. And just try to put whatever comes first to mind, like is really okay, cool, optimism, hopefulness, doubt, worry, blame. Yeah, I feel you. Fear, absolutely. And problems are, you know, disguised in fear, aren't they? So where are you today? Let's see. Learning zone and growth zone. That's great. That's awesome. Well done. Cool. Let's see what you want to do over the next few. One goal for the next week. Focus on your mental and physical health. Great. Improve mindset, actions, and behaviors. Yeah, I'm there as well. Supporting your team, really important. Helping others during this time, absolutely critical. Improving your mindset, absolutely. Yeah, supporting people, that's awesome. That's great. This is great. Well done. Virtual high five to you all. Whoop, whoop. Let's acknowledge that what we're going through is normal and expected. And this is going to be part of what we're going through. And I know you need to do a screenshot of this if you see this, so I'll let you do that right now. But yeah, really today is to really acknowledge where we are and just to really see that we are here for a reason. So today we're really going to be covering a lot of the 10 steps really that we have used in the innovation space to be more of a creative problem solver, which actually happens to be one of the most important skills in the world of innovation, but most importantly now when we need to pivot and transform our lives on a regular basis. So with that, I might end the poll. Angie, you good? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Amazing. So just a couple of things that I wanted to mention about Square One is that Square One was founded with an nimble spirit and a lofty objective to really guide individuals and organizations to use design thinking to design their lives and careers. It didn't start it that way. We really started helping organizations become more human-centered or customer-centered, anything that had to do with humans. We were all over it. But we quickly wanted to lead the way for creating a conscious impact in the world, changing one human at a time. And it's really not about changing you for who you are and who you really truly are. It's really about improving our lives in a way that really feels authentic to us. So we did a lot of work for a lot of these organizations, lots of transformation, facilitation projects. But now our mission is really to empower change seekers and problem solvers to design and fulfill life and career. And that really comes from my very own story where I was stuck in the corporate ladder, doing all of the right things, did a master's degree, move overseas, learn English. And now here in Australia, I discovered that something was really missing. And that something was really a meaningful and fulfilled life. And really what that means for me is really not having a happy life every single moment of the day, because I think that is not true. We all live complex lives, but what it is important is that we can be owning and designing constantly a life that feels more aligned to us, a career that feels more aligned to our values and our purpose, and really feel in control and feel that you're owning your life for once. This is something that doesn't get taught to us at school. This is something that our parents might help us when we're little, but then it's really up to us to be in control. So this is really a mission for us to really help you guys as you go along and to really bring hope, trust, and intention into our lives while using practical tools that can help us live a more fulfilled career and life. So today, this very session is for you. We created this for you. We went out of our way to design a framework that is unique to creating problem-solving techniques and ideas for your life and career. So today I also wanted to highlight that it's dedicated to my grandmother. And this is my grandmother, Mariana. She's from Cuba. And she was from Cuba. She passed away many years ago. And this is me, that girl with that curly hair. This is not my real hair. But really the story here is that my grandmother was born in Cuba in a very difficult time and actually moved back and forth from Venezuela to Cuba. And during those times, my family struggled greatly all my family was born in Cuba, and at the time of communism, really studying. And one of the stories that my grandmother always used to tell me, and even though she faced hardship for many, many years, and my family as well, was the story of a man walking down a path on the street, very much lacking food and shelter, and holding a piece of bread. And this piece of bread was the only meal for him for the day. As he was walking and feeling that he was the most unfortunate man on earth, he turned around and he realized that there was another man picking up the crumbs from the floor, the very crumbs of that piece of bread that he thought was the only thing, and he was the most unlucky person in the world. So today is really to acknowledge that we would all struggle, and we are struggling, but there's also people out there that perhaps has it worse than us. Perhaps those people are still in that panic zone, or those people that we need to pick up the phone and give a call. And it's also to give a lesson on fear. Fear will not go away. Fear is here with us, and we just need to say, hello, fear, come join me, and let's do this together. So today is really about what can I learn from today? How can this help me? How can this help others? And how can I help others as well? Sounds good? Yeah, cool. Let's keep going. So today's agenda is all about what's creative problem solving, and the technique that we're going to be showing you is really a technique that we have adapted from the creative problem solving toolkit that we've used with a lot of companies in the innovation space. So mind you that today is all about the innovation of your life and careers. The 10 steps of creative problem solving to help you find certainty amongst the chaos that we're living. Practical application and exercises. How can you apply creative problem solving to designing a more fulfilled life and career? Let's put that little piece of the puzzle. We're not going to give you the puzzle together, but we're going to give you definitely a little piece, a super cool surprise to get us moving halfway through, and reflection and wrap up. Okay, so my commitment to you today is also how can I help you understand how can you use creative problem solving as a way to bring calm and certainty. And I think we all need a little bit of calm in our lives. I was yesterday doing a bit of a rehearsal with Angie, and I could totally feel my energy was so low and so down. Even this morning as I woke up, I meditated and a journal, and I did all the things that I had to do to feel better. And I could tell you that I was feeling like such an idiot, thinking, who am I? Why am I doing this session with people? Like, I really want to help them, but who am I? So today is really to really embrace that sense of calm. And today I feel calm because I'm doing what I believe is best, which is sharing a couple of ideas that have worked for me, have worked for individuals and organizations we work with, and hopefully that will give you that sense of calmness. Identify what you can influence versus what you can't. We want to be in control of things, don't we? So let's just try to see what we're able to change and what we can. Come up with ideas, walk away with at least one action. If you walk away with an action from this session, awesome, you nailed it. That's all we need. Increase your sense of calmness, as I mentioned, increase your sense of hope and trust. And hope and trust is something that I believe are so very important during this time, especially when we want to be in control of things that are completely our comfort zone. It's going to feel fast-paced. We're not going to give you absolutely everything that you need, and that is something to be very mindful. You have downloaded the fact sheet or the activity sheet. Raise your hand if you have, or put it in the chat. Yes, awesome, cool. So you can use that activity sheet at any time. You can refer back to this video that is going to be recorded, and you can use the activities. Awesome, raise hand. Awesome, love it, thank you. But today is really I'm going to give you a taste, and we're going to be moving very fast, okay? And you can use that framework later. It's going to be practical. We're going to pick a problem, an idea, something that you know deep down it needs changing. And so we're going to pick that, and we're going to work through it. And you need to be willing to trust the process. This is probably something new for you, and you're going to be automatically resisting the process. So be mindful and remember, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? Okay, so trust the process. Let's embrace hope, certainty, and trust, as I mentioned, and curiosity. Amen. Are you with me? Yes, cool. Let's do this. A disclaimer, this is something very important. We're conscious that everybody will be in different situations in their lives, and we're not medical professionals, and we don't know your situation individually. It's very important for you to reach out to a trusted professional should you need assistance to really help you with anything that is really truly bothering you and something that you know needs changing. And so I really encourage you to do that. But also that the framework today is something that you can definitely tap into tap into a lot of those challenges that you might have in your workspace, because this is actually where it comes from. But today we have adapted the methodology to help you design your life. And this is for us the most important and meaningful challenge, which is you. So a couple of housekeeping and rules before we get started. You are on mute right now, which is awesome. Thank you so much. If you see your little screen, if you're new to Zoom, you have the little screen with all of our faces. You can drag and move that around so you still see the presentation. In the chat functionality, you can ask any questions. Angie and I will keep an eye as we do the activities. And you can also use it at the end for the official Q&A that we will have. And if we do any prompts and we ask you for anything, just jump on the chat and we'll make sure that we'll read your answers. Use the activity sheet or grab a piece of paper. If you don't, doesn't matter, a piece of paper and a pen will do. For those very technical sort of people, and if you've got a couple of screens going on, by all means, use Mira or Mural. Those are online digital platforms that I highly recommend. We do a lot of virtual creative problem solving sessions on both. Very useful and practical. You get lots of people joining as well, so great for teams. The recording will be shared with you over the next, I think it's actually 3 or 4 hours, so you will get it. You will be able to access that. There will be a literally 30-second survey at the end. So if you want to stick around and answer that, that will be so fantastic and important for us. And the session is going to go for around 70 to 90 minutes. So I was telling Angie, this is the story of my life. I always try to put so much into the sessions that we do to provide as much value as possible. So it's going to feel like a workshop. So we're doing something very hands-on and very practical. So very workshop. Despacito. If you have been in my workshops, you've heard Despacito before. And Despacito will keep us on time. It's my timekeeper. So if you see Despacito being played, it means the activity that you're doing. So you might be writing things down. It means time is up. Sounds good? Couple of rules. We're not physically with each other, but we are here virtually with each other. So let's support each other. If you see someone is going on the chat and having a question or struggling with something or sharing something vulnerable, just support them, just share whatever lessons or learnings you have. So let's just support each other as much as we can. Virtual high fives as we go. Angie and I, that's our job to help us. And by all means, just do it. We love high fives. And let's hope that we feel a little bit more like this after this session, shall we? And hopefully less like this. Life is too hard. Life is really hard right now. So minimize any multitasking. If you're like me, you probably got the phone, you got kids. My kids are in the other side of the house. So if you hear my kids, I do apologize in advance. My husband is doing an amazing job at keeping the kids entertained, but anything can happen, right? This is real life now. So any distractions, and let's be honest, let's just call problems for what they are. Problems. We can call them challenges, opportunities. They are a problem, right, Houston? Cool. So what I need you to think about, and this is going to be your mantra for the rest of the session, I would like you to pick a problem, and I'm going to ask you this while we start the session, the activities, is that to pick a problem that isn't too simple, that is not simple. So, doing the laundry every Saturday or making lunch for my kids or whatever, that's too simple to solve, like that's just life. But something that really makes you uncomfortable, something that perhaps wakes you up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., true story, something that you're struggling with. So for me, I'm an extrovert. Sorry, I'm not an extrovert. I'm just giving an example. I'm an extrovert, so really struggle not connecting in person with my team. Try to think of situations you're struggling with, difficult relationships, maybe with your partner, with your kids, with your housemates, with your parents, anything that is going on in your life with your teammates. A couple of you mentioned to support others. Is there a problem there to solve? Any personal opportunities, anything that now you are, what is this? I've never faced such a situation like this. Now I'm at home. dealing with all of this. I have no ideas. I don't have the right tools. What tools can you bring? What things can you bring to life? Okay. So think of something that is not simple to solve. All right. That's a big rule for us. Should we get started, peeps? I'm going to give you a bit of an intro as to what's creative problem solving for life and career, and then we get started with our activity, okay? So definition that I wanted to take you through, this isn't rocket science, it's from Wikipedia. The creative problem solving definition by Wikipedia says that is the mental process of searching for an original and previously unknown solution to a problem. To qualify, the solution must be novel and reached independently. So basically this means, you know, you have a problem, you gotta find a solution for it. That's kind of what creative problem solving really is defined. The original framework actually has evolved over the years, and it was created by a mathematician. But the original framework was really about understanding a problem, devise a plan, carry out the plan, and look back and analyze. Pretty straightforward. Over the years, and the way we've been teaching innovation and creative problem solving is a little bit like this. You have a problem, you present the problem, you select the problem, you reframe it, you come up with solutions, you vote on those solutions, you prioritize, then you do a bit of an execution scale, which we're gonna go through in a moment. And then we do a bit of an accountability and distribution of tasks, and then we pitch. This is the typical team innovation framework, okay? So if you're doing innovation and career problem solving with teams, this is exactly it. And if you have any questions about what this looks like for you and your teams, reach out. We have resources, more than happy to send you stuff through on how to do creative problem solving in a team setting. In the life and career design setting though, it looks slightly different. The way we design it is that we need to really empathize with yourselves. We really need to start understanding what is it that is happening with you in your life and or career right this moment. And we really need to start understanding what are really the things that I can influence. So that identification or the influence, problem identification, what are the problems I'm trying to solve? Then you do a bit of analysis and reflection, and we're going to be doing this actual framework in a moment. The problem selection, what is the problem really out of everything that's going on that I should really be solving first? Then we reframe that problem, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. We're going to be then coming up with solutions, and this is where it really gets really practical. It's really about facing the problems in the face. Then we're going to be voting on those solutions. We're going to do a bit of an impact and effort scale. That's what that execution scale is. Activation, how we're going to activate and make sure that I really implement these ideas into my life right away. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of tracking, and that is it. That is the framework. That is pretty much it. So just like organizations and designers use creative problem solving as a way to quickly come up with ideas and mitigate challenges, we really know that today this fast-paced and outcome-focused tool is really helpful to help you deal with ambiguity and chaos, anything that is really currently happening in your life, and hopefully that would help you get closer to living a more fulfilled and meaningful life. Okay, so that is the idea. So there's loads of benefits, and there is this incredible list of how problem solving can help you make better decisions, be more biased to action, drive a sense of creativity and empowerment, help you become more creative and a better creative problem solver and critical thinker, which are important, incredible tools for the future work, which I actually call the now work, is the right now. Advance your career options, makes you more curious and really drives more energy to solve work problems. Once you understand that, you can then help your team members be more aligned as well to what matters the most to them. Be more comfortable with failure. This is a big thing. Avoid decision fatigue. And don't we all sometimes go, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? And then you're like, well, just pick one thing and move on. And really creates that sense of ownership. I can do this. And that's important. And it really is going to improve your growth mindset. If you're a kind of growth mindset sort of person, I am. I also get into a fixed mindset a lot of the times. And this is really when you feel very fearful and you have a lot of problems. It really helps because you're really moving into action and being biased to action. So before we get started, I want to give you a couple of definitions to really understand the couple of things that I'm going to be mentioning as we go along. So what's a problem? By Oxford Dictionary, a problem is a matter or a situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. That's a problem. The way I see problems is that problems need to be listened to and appreciated for the lesson they offer. Okay, and I repeat that, problems need to be listened to and appreciated for the lesson they offer. Do you agree? It's important for us to understand that a problem is an opportunity for us to change something, to learn something, to become better at something, to face the problem in the face and go, I can do this. I'm not ready, but I can. There's a couple of things that happen when we have a problem, and we have a path A, which is this, and this is the problem with fixing problems. When we are in an organization or personal life setting, we have a problem and maybe we don't do much analysis. We know the problem is there. And then we jump into solution mode without really thinking much about why the problem is there, why did it started, where does it come from? And then time goes by and then we realize that we're actually maybe solving completely the wrong problem. You continue anyway and disaster strikes, and that's predictable. And then you blame bad execution, you blame someone else, but you might not blame yourself, okay? And this is something that you may relate to. The other path for the problem with fixing problems is that you might have awareness that a problem is there. There is no analysis or no action taken, but you know it's there. It wakes you up, it gives you anxiety, you know it's not making you feel very good, but the problem doesn't go away. You're doing nothing about it. And then you realize the problem still hasn't gone away. It continues, and then obviously disaster strikes. And this could take days, this could take months, this could take years, okay? But then again, you blame someone else or you blame something else. So it's really about understanding that you are accountable for those problems in your life. Those problems are there for a reason. And the mindset here is really about looking at those problems with compassion, because those problems are there to teach you something. And if you look at your problems with less of that, I hate your problem, more like, why you're here problem, what are you teaching me problem, then you'll be able to probably fix those problems, help those problems. Because those problems, the only way they have to tell you what's going on is through your emotions, how your body feels on a daily basis, how you talk to people, how you act, and what the behaviors that you show to the world and to yourself. So let's deal with those problems, yeah? Problem reframing is another thing that we have in here, which is problem reframing is a way to solve problems that really looking at them with a new outlook from a different point of view. And it's really used in businesses to spark innovation and creativity. So if you solve every problem the same way, chances are that there will be no new ideas or innovation. And this is from a Harvard Business Review. I'll give you an example, and this is from a book called What's Your Problem from Thomas Weddell. And he talks about this lift example. So the problem is that the elevator is too slow. People most likely will jump into the solution space going, well, let's just make the elevator faster, shall we? But the actual trick here is to reframe, why is the elevator too slow? Do we need to put up mirrors next to the elevator? Or do we need to maybe make the wait feel shorter? So this is problem reframing, and this is how we teach individuals for problem reframing. And to be completely honest, if you want to learn this inside out, we're just touching the surface. What's Your Problem book from Thomas Weddell? It's an incredible book if you want to really tap into problem reframing and really zooming into that. It's incredible. So this is it. Let's get started, shall we? Thumbs up. Whoop, whoop. Nice. All righty, let's do this. So let's get started, people. You got your activity sheets? Check. Paper, check. Yeah. Sharpies, pens, all of the things. Kids watching YouTube, I don't know, being bribed with lollies. Something is happening in the background. Whatever it is, you got it. I trust you. Something. We got someone here. Sorry, guys, just jumping on. No, that's good. Sorry, someone jump on the chat super quick. Cool, alrighty. So step number 1, circle of influence. So In your activity sheet, it probably says that you got about 4 to 5, I can't remember what it says, 5 to 10 minutes. You could take as long as you want. For today, we're gonna really get a taste for that, okay? So for a moment, for a minute or two, I want to think of what's in your control. And I want you to write as many things that come to mind, whether they're career or life related. And thinking of what's in your control versus what of your control. And we have whatever is on the left, which is circle of concern, what you can control. And for example, that could be, you know, the health system collapsing right now, or it could be that, well, I can't actually be meeting my colleagues face to face. That you can't control those things. We're all either self-isolating or on quarantine, depending on where you are in the world. But there are things that you can control, okay? So that's pretty much what I need you to do. So do that for a minute or two, and then we'll move on. And if you got any questions, just go on the chat, and Angie and I will be able to support you. Cool. Okay. Who would like to share on the chat? What's out of your control? Anybody would like to share? Put it on the chat and we'll take a look.
Okay, I can share if you like. I put what I eat, how I isolate, my hygiene, personal distancing, own my own thoughts, own my own feelings, exercise, what I say yes to, what I say no to, how I spend my time, who I surround myself with, who I listen to, who I let influence me.
Jesus, that's an incredible list. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Vicky, for sharing. What's out of your control?
What's out of my control? So what's out of my control is what others do to me. The situation that's going on in the world at the moment, who says yes to me and what I offer. We could think of a lot of things, couldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And I can see that on the chat we got from Anna Wells, the outcome of this health pandemic. Absolutely. Out of your control, kids at home, tell me about it. Pace of work in control, better scheduling. Absolutely. I've been doing crazy hours myself. Michelle, I love that. Who says yes to me? Yeah, who says yes to me? Cool. Love it. Awesome. Thank you, guys. And as you can see, there's a lot of things that are out of our controls, and that's okay. And there are lots of things that we can control as well. So that's really important to know. Cool. You can take loads of more time in the future if you want to really sit down over a glass of vino or coffee, whatever it is, maybe a mojito over here, and get deep dive into this for a little bit longer. So now just to move on, and let me just flick my presentation. Sorry, just went a bit crazy. Cool, so number 2, we're gonna be looking at problem identification. Okay, so you have, if in front of you is your activity sheet, or if you got the PowerPoint, either or, here is really about to know now you have to know now that you know what's out of your control, you're going to pick 1 or 2 areas that you would like to focus for today. So we have life, career, health, contribution, emotions, money, purpose, adventure, education, social life, productivity, and so on. We're not going to have time to do it all. This is something so beautiful to do with enough time and mental and emotional capacity. Today, I just really want you to pick maybe 1 or 2 areas, okay? So for me, for example, it will be my emotions and my mindset. And I really want to be having that sense of adventure, fun, and creativity. So how can I bring that into my life while being at home? So pick 1 or 2 areas. And once you've done that, really write 1 to 3 things that come to mind, career or life related. You have a cheat sheet also. So you have this cheat sheet in front of you. If you kind of get stuck, we all have problems. And even if you're one of those people who's like, I don't have problems, I'm good, I guarantee you there is something that you want fixing. So look at that activity cheat sheet and go back to, or alternatively, you can grab Post-it notes and Sharpies, use a mural, whatever it is. But really start looking into that. What's working, what's not working, and any opportunities. We're going to be looking into what's not working, but I really want you to think, is there something in these areas that also are working? Okay, and maybe opportunities. Think of what's keeping you up at night. That's potentially a not working area. Anything that makes you feel excited, that's something that's working, or maybe an opportunity. Think of what you're proud of and grateful of lately. That's something that is working. Any positive behaviors that you've noticed, well done, that's working. What are you looking forward to trying tomorrow? An opportunity. What would energize you? Opportunity. And try to use full sentences, okay? So rather than say health, just say, well, maybe eating healthier or eating more vegetables, that kind of thing. And the mindset trick here is really, sorry, what happened? The mindset trick here is really accept what happened, and there are things out of your control and things that you can't do. Sounds good? Give you a minute or 2 and then we move on. And if you got any questions, just jump on the chat. All right, cool. Before we move on, who would like to share maybe on the chat just a couple of areas that you wanted to work on today? So I'm working on my emotions. There you go. You got a typo there already. And also my fun and creativity. Trying to be more fun with my kids while trying to manage the stress and the chaos and everything is definitely something I need to be better at. So that's for me. Mental health, yeah, and fun. That's it. Yeah. Fun and being brave. Erica, absolutely. Well done. Well done. Purpose and meaning. Wow. Let's dive deep into that, shall we? Shall we, Anna Wells? That's absolutely so important. You're going to love something that I will be sharing at the end that it will really tap into that purpose and meaning. So I think you're going to love that. Health and well-being, more sleep. Yes, I could do with more than 8 hours a night. I'm a bit of a sleeper. Organization where there are no deadlines. Jeremiah, absolutely. So good to see you here as well. Awesome. Amazing. You nailed it. Well done, people. High fives to you. Whoop, whoop. Nice work. And I love it. Thank you so much. I love it. Thank you so much. So now let's move on to step 3, shall we? Problem analysis and reflection. This might feel a little bit odd at first, but again, there is no right or wrong. I just want you to really kind of like take a moment to look at what you decided is in your control. Take a moment at looking those areas that you selected and really start noticing anything that perhaps could be giving you a bit of an insight. So for example, if you wrote down, I'm feeling overwhelmed working from home, why are you feeling overwhelmed working from home? Okay, so for example, if alternative, you might take an opportunity problem and turn it into an insight and emotion. So I want to explore getting a new job into looking for a new job will make me happier and engaged with what I like doing. So really try to flip it into an insight. And this is something that could be quite important, especially to really go deeper into why do I feel this way? And you can ask the 5 why techniques. Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? And go deeper and deeper. It's no right or wrong. I'll give you a couple of minutes and then we move on. Any questions? Just jump on the chat, please. Cool. There is an example from me that I wanted to share on the 5 whys, and maybe this is something that you can do a little bit later from this point on across any of those problems that you will choose. So Angie was asking me this question yesterday, and this is Angie and I were kind of working through this example, which for me was like, well, I'm feeling overwhelmed working from home with my kids. And so if Angie asked me, well, why do you feel overwhelmed? It's like, well, I'm having a hard time dealing with all of this and the complexities, blah, blah, blah. And why do you have a hard time? Well, because I don't know what are the activities that I need to do and when and my schedule. And well, why is the scheduling and activities an issue? Well, because I think I need to then, figure out stuff that I've never been able to figure out. And so you kind of go deeper and you will see that perhaps you're kind of going into a deeper state of it, that emotional reason as to why those things are happening. And so that's kind of what I wanted you to do. And you might have done it or not, but this is just a really nice technique that you can apply in the future. Cool. We're going to do step 4, and then we're going to have a little bit of an awesome and very exciting pause in a minute, which I'm so excited to show. So this is a funny photo I was showing my kids this morning of this odd couple dancing together. So back in South America, where I'm from, you are dancing from the age of, I don't know, you're in your mom's belly and you're dancing. And so you're in the dance floor, and as a girl, there is a boy that comes to you, and literally he doesn't introduce himself. He just goes, do you want to dance? And you go, yes or no. In my experience, especially when I was in my early 20s, and if the boy wasn't cute, I would say, no, thank you. But if the boy was cute, I would say, yes, please, let's go on the dance floor and do some moves. So now I want you to imagine that your problem is that person coming to you going, do you want to dance? And they're inviting you to have a bit of a boogie on the dance floor. And you have 2 options. You can dance with him or her, look him in the face, even though you know they might not be the best dancer ever, even though it might be a bit annoying, even though your friends might look at you and go, oh my God, what are you doing dancing with that guy? But another option is that you're gonna push back and pretend they're not coming to you every 2 minutes to go, do you wanna dance? Do you wanna dance? And they're really asking you for a reason. So I want you to imagine that you have a reason, you have an option to dance or not dance with your problem. This is what I said earlier, that problems are there for a reason, and they're there to teach you a lesson, okay? So here's when you're gonna go into your problem selection. And this is your opportunity to really go on the dance floor with that problem. And you're gonna go, yep, let's do it, okay? So we are gonna do it. It could be a problem or a roadblock you would like to improve upon or investigate further. And remember, no right or wrong here, okay? So you wrote your problems already. You got a few ideas and things that you kind of know where you're heading with this. So here you're gonna have 5 imaginary votes, and you're gonna put those imaginary votes against what you think will shift the dial the most in your selected step 2, which was your life and career segment. And you can put the 5 votes into the one thing that you're like, yep, that's definitely it. I need to eat more veggies. Cool, perfect, that's the thing. So reflect on your trends and your patterns, arrange the problems or opportunities from most votes to least votes. This is gonna be useful. This is something that actually we practice when we do the sessions in a virtual setting as well. And you can always do this exercise time and time again for those things that you could not work on today, okay? Pick a problem that, as I said, is not simple, a problem that wakes you up, that makes you uncomfortable. That boy is not cute, but he's asking you to dance, or that girl is not cute, but she's coming and want to dance with you. Choose an opportunity or problem that you want, and then just move on. Don't dwell on it, just pick the bloody thing. I'll give you a minute or 2, and then we'll move on. God, my boys from Despacito are on. How was that, guys and girls? Are you being brave? Did you pick the thing that you're like, oh man, yeah, let's do it? Yeah, see faces going, yep, well done, nice work. Now we have a little surprise for you. It's gonna be so cool. So no, it's not Arnold, and no, we're not playing with cats. No, we're not that kind of people. We have something way better than that, and I'm so excited to invite Lizzie, who is someone incredibly valuable for this time of crisis or chaos that we're going through. Lizzie is someone that I met a couple of months ago in Sydney, and it's been life-changing ever since we met at an event that we were running together. And I want to do a quick intro from Lizzie. She's known in the US as the excuse buster from down under. And Lizzie is a workplace wellness expert, event energizer, a speaker, founder, and author of 2 Minute Moves. I've got the book right here. And I can, sorry, it's just probably showing off funny because of my background, but incredible, loads of different ideas. If you don't have the capacity, the time, the energy to feed a whole 20-minute workout, this is it, guys, really good. And Lizzie has been recently featured in Studio 10, which is so awesome. When I saw that on your Instagram, and I told you, Lizzie, well done. So Lizzie's gonna join us now for a couple of minutes, and we have a couple of minutes of moving our bodies. Lizzie, up to you.
Let's do it. Hello, everyone. So good to see you there. I hope that you can see everyone on the grid as well, because we're going to just have a bit of a stretch and move out of your body. And it's really, really nice to be able to see everyone doing that. So I have been working with a lot of teams recently with people at home, and speaking of problems, the problems that I have been seeing, one of them you just mentioned is just those work hours. There's no sort of boundaries, working so much. Also remembering to take breaks, because when you're not in the office, it seems that you sort of don't have so many things to get up for. Also, sitting posture seems to be lacking and causing some people some grief. The 2 people I spoke to yesterday who were organising a bit of a lunch and learn, getting up more thing with me, both said on the weekend they were there lying on the floor, backs in absolute agony because they hadn't sort of set themselves up properly or really remembered to get up and move. So those problems have a really simple solution, and that is to regularly move your body. Not an easy thing to remember to do, I know, and not an easy thing when you were just at your computer and just wanting to get it done. You kind of think, I've just got to be here and get this out. But when you do have a moment to look away from your computer, to move, your brain's actually built to detect and respond to change. So when you do have that moment, you are able to focus for longer periods of time and focus better. You also increase your creative output. There's a study at Stanford University that talks about how you go for a little walk, come back, sit down, and you've increased your creative output by 65%. And those creative juices also continue to flow as well. Then there was a mention before in the chat about fun. There's something about putting on a song, and especially if you're working from home. We've lost a big problem, which I find a lot when I go into workplaces to help them sit less and move more. And that is, it can be a little bit embarrassing, or you can be a bit self-conscious getting up and moving. And that problem for many of us has now gone. So we can turn on a song. If you've got kids at home, every hour, my 2 daughters are here, turn on a song, we all get up and we have a bit of a dance together. So that barrier of, oh gosh, I'm a bit uncomfortable doing this has gone. So my top tip to remember to get up and move is to set some sort of alarm, little timer or something. Heaps of free apps you can get. My favorite I'm using at the moment is one called Get Up, Stand Up, ! The work break timer. And sorry, I've been talking too much this morning, but that's a really good one. You can set it for every half hour, every hour to get up and move. So to counteract that body stiffness and that soreness you can often get when you're sitting too much. I want to show you some stretches, but also I want to show you, I'm going to put on a song. Hopefully you can hear it, but when you do this yourself, put on a song so you can get that boost of serotonin and endorphins that happens when you move. It also lowers your cortisol, your stress hormones, and it also gives you a boost in this other really cool one called endocannabinoids, which what you've been talking about, Ali, it helps you feel calmer, which is really great with all the uncertainty and anxiousness that we're often feeling during this time. So if you've got headphones on and you feel there's moves that I'm doing a bit hard, just take them off or unplug the computer from the computer if you can, so you can hear what I'm saying. But if you can't hear me, don't worry, just follow along. Ali just showed my book before, and I thought we might actually do a little book giveaway. But if you can keep your little eye out for the most enthusiastic mover, not the best mover, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that, but the person who's kind of getting into it, or if you'd rather just kind of do a random close your eyes and do a little point to the screen to the person who moves.
Cool, I'll keep an eye.
All right, so let's do it. So everyone, we're just going to start on your chair. I'll set this down. Okay, so let's start with neck, side to side here, because often when we are staring at our computer all day, your neck gets a bit stiff, and there, and just a little drop with your neck down and up, and just a little nod there. Think about the things that you're wanting to say yes to, and now ear to shoulder, and then ear to the other shoulder there, stretch it through there. Yes, okay, big old shoulder shrugs here. Bring it up and drop it. Bring up and drop. Shrug those shoulders. Let go of all that stuff you've been holding on to. Now roll them on back and open up your chest a little bit, which should feel really nice. And now a big side stretch. Up you go. Stretch it up. Then the other arm, stretch through there. Oh, you guys look so good. I hope you can see each other here. This is another big problem we're finding with people working from home, that disconnection. And when you can actually all get in video and move together, it's such a great thing to do. Okay, I want you to lift one knee and then the other knee. And when you do it, have a little pull into your tummy muscles, connect with your core muscles. Just one and the other, because your hip flexors can get so tight when you are sitting all day. Okay, we're going to twist to the side. So take your hand on the outside of your knee and just twist around, gently does it. And then twist around to the other side. Yeah, looking behind you there. Your spine loves that. Okay, can you all stand up for me? And then sit on down. So move your chair a little bit, sit up. And if you can't come back onto your chair, just do a little squat. Open up, yep. And if you can't do standing up at the moment, just do those knees up and down. And then hold it up here. And we're going to push to one side. And then push to the other side. And let's go a little bit faster. And even if you're on your chair, you can do this as well. You guys are so good. Push those arms. And now hold them out to the side. And give yourself a cuddle. And open up. I love this one at the moment, but there's no hugs. Open up. And big cuddle there. One more. And cuddle. Okay, little walk on the spot. Okay, keep this walk, but if you want, you can do a little jog. And just walk again, swing your arms. Yeah. Oh, I can see you there. Little jog if you want to, just keep walking. Get that nice little flow of blood and oxygen to your brain. And push it to the side again. Imagine you're giving someone a high five. Remember when we used to be able to do that? And then take a big stretch up. Hold that stretch, hold that breath. And then bring it on down. Just drop your head. And then bring your shoulders up. There. There we go. That's it. Couple of minutes. Feels good, hey? You guys look amazing.
Thank you so much, Lizzie. I was trying to multitask and did an Instagram live just to kind of know how cool this is.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. That was incredible. Thank you so much. My neck is so I realized just by doing those moves. So yeah, thank you so much. That was incredible, guys. Well done. A big round of applause to Lizzie.
Oh, a big round of applause to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So well needed. And Angie, if you could share with everyone all of the socials to follow Lizzie. It would also be in the email that we'll be sending after today, but also in the chat if you want to check them out. Cool. Are you ready to keep going?
Who's getting the book?
Oh yeah, who's getting the book?
We'll send it to me.
Angie, you got one person? Angie's got one. Tell me. Oh, Angie's putting it in the chat. Cool. Bianca, well done. What a good little way to move your body. Thank you. Of course. Yay. Michelle, you're a winner. Michelle, well done. Where are you? Woohoo! Nice work.
Just send a private message with your address or something, maybe. Good.
Yeah, cool. Michelle, just, send this to Angie or me, and then we pass it on as well. Well done. Thank you so much, everybody. I saw some great moves coming as well. Cool. Well, let's keep going, shall we? After that, let's go into problem reframing. Remember the lift exercise. And here it's really important that to solve a problem, sometimes you need to stop looking for solutions, but instead change the way you frame the problem. Remember that lift example that we went through? So it's very important to know that there is an internal view and an external view when you do problem reframing. And what I would like you to do now is to look at the problem that you selected and look at how you can rewrite that challenge or a problem into a how might we statement. This is something that is utilized in the creative problem solving framework. So for example, if your problem is kids constantly wanting my attention while I try to do some work, true story, this is very annoying, very, very true. You could refer to problem with a how might we that goes a little bit like internal view, how might I feel less annoyed with my kids? It's really about those emotions, those feelings, what can you control? And the other one is how might I make my kids feel they have my attention? So I want you now to write maybe 1 to 3, depending on what you've got, how might we statements, and decide on the one. You're going to write it down, and then you're going to decide on the one that resonates the most. Decide if you prefer to write an internal and external view, okay? And here's very important to have that glass half full mentality. Be open and flexible, and then really notice if you're not being open and flexible. Sounds good? I'll give you a couple of minutes and ask any questions in the chat if you have any. Feel free to write your how might we also in the chat. Some people might be struggling with this exercise, so just make sure you write it down and maybe other people can get inspired by it. Cool. Love that, Erica. How might I feel less scared to publish articles, thought, experience to social media? Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about the doing, but it's really that, oh, do I know? That's really that space that we don't want to be in, and that's what makes us so doubtful. How might I stop second guessing myself and draining my own energy in my creative projects? Oh, tell me about it. I know, Bianca. Hannah, how might I create great memories during isolation? I love that. That is very cool. There's an incredible book. It's called The Power of Moments. If you haven't read it, Hannah, super good. It's super powerful and important during these times to how you can create a memorable moment or experience in your life, but also with your team, your family, your peeps. So yeah, The Power of Moments, definitely recommended. How might I create a platform or a channel to connect with people struggling from change, isolation? Michelle, this is awesome. You're jumping into solution here. So it's probably more around how might I create yeah, I guess you're jumping, you're already saying that it's a platform or a channel. So maybe it's just how might I create a space, probably just make it a little bit generic. What is that space? I don't know. Is it a channel? Is it a website? Is it social media? Yeah, after having a child in a pandemic, that's going to be so important. How might I reduce the pressure in my mind to find a job and use this time for learning and self-care? How might I overcome the fear and apply for jobs and stop struggling with the feeling not good enough? Marina, I feel you. I'm with you. We're all struggling in our very own ways. And I think this is really important to acknowledge that, you know, there's a lot of people out there, and I know from you that, you know, you lost your job, what's going to happen. So yeah, very important to really help yeah, yourself and know the people in the same situation. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. That was a lot of vulnerable stuff as well. So well done for doing this. It will take a few rounds to really get this exercise perfect, but you did amazing. So now we're going to be jumping into solution making or solution where are we? Solution voting. So it's voting time again, and here's where you're going to get to vote on what we think are the best solutions, and you're going to get 6 imaginary dot votes. Wait, am I jumping? Yeah, I am jumping. Solution making. Sorry, guys. Here's where we're going to be writing as many ideas from your how might we. So remember, how might I create a space to do this? How might I improve this? How might I blah, blah, blah. So write as many ideas. It should be scary, might get you totally out of that comfort zone, that you want to put a platform, an article, put your thoughts into the world. What you gotta do, okay? So be curious and open, and you will train your brain to be more resilient. I promise you this, the more like stretch and crazy those ideas are, the better your brain will actually start adapting to it. So I'll give you a couple of minutes, write ideas, and then we'll continue. Ask any questions if you have any in the chat. Cool, everyone. So you should have a few ideas written down. Maybe raise your hand if you got at least 3 ideas. At least 3. Yeah, cool, awesome, perfect. All right, so 3 is plenty. Keep going. You can keep on reflecting on this exercise as you go. And so, yeah, definitely invite you to keep adding more ideas. So now we're going to be jumping into solution voting. And here is where you're going to get to vote on what you think is the best solution, okay? So something that really is about exploring that uncomfortable zone, that being totally out of your comfort zone. And think of what solutions, this is a really great tip, and I learned this a few years back. If you admire someone, and that could be your child, your partner, your boss, your mother, your father, a colleague, whoever it is, think of what solution would that person actually choose? what will they do or what will they tell you to do? Okay, you have 6 imaginary votes. Vote on those ideas now, but vote on those ideas now, and I'll give you about a minute, okay? And then we'll move on. And make sure that that idea should scare you and challenge you. This is really important. Share any ideas that are like definitely they're getting the most votes. Share them on the chat if you like. I know I'm asking for epic multitasking, so I might just stay quiet. Despacito. Cool. Alrighty. You should have voted. Did you vote? You got a couple of most votes to least votes sort of situation. Once you do this for a lot of different problems, you will see the volume is greater. Probably today feels like the volume isn't so great, but that's okay, just because we're doing this at a minimal viable pace. But if you were to have picked different things in your life, career, you would have tons more, okay? So here's where we're gonna be jumping into the execution scale. So this is something where we use in the innovation space to really further categorize those winning ideas into the following: high impact, high effort, high impact, low effort, low impact, high effort, low impact, low effort, okay? And this will help you to look at the bigger picture on which of these ideas are the most plausible to run. So I'll give you an example. The high impact will be 0 to 10, and the effort will be 0 to 10. And low effort and high impact idea should be prototyping your life and career if it sits in that high impact, low effort scale. Make sense? So for example, it will be, well, use the impact effort scale, or introduce team stand-ups every day, or eat, greens every evening, whatever it is. And so this should really be a gut feel step. So you got your votes, right? So try to put the ones with the most votes, try to really move them into that space. See if they're actually in the high impact. If they're high impact, awesome. And so they should be really going there. I'll give you a couple of minutes and then we'll move on. Ask any questions. So make sure high impact, low effort. Impacting my life, impacting me, my team, the people around me. And so this will be very, what's objective? No, the other one. Subjective, that's what I'm trying to look for. And the effort, is it gonna be really hard to do? Is it just pretty easy? What is the effort for that? I see some thinking faces, which I love. Anyone has at least one idea in your high impact but low and low effort scale? At least one. Yeah? Yeah, cool. All right. Nice work. Cool. This is really valuable to do in a team setting as well. It works a little bit different. We use a technique called Together Alone, which is like zero talking. You just go post a note and then you kind of move it. This is high impact, low effort. And then it's kind of a yes and no answer. So a very quick exercise and practical to do in a team setting as well. Guys, we're about to wrap up. We got 2 little steps. This is not going to take long at all. And we are going to be awesome happen. So let's do it. The 9th step here is for those who knows what a DASI or RACI is really a framework that really talks about who is the driver, who is the approver, who are the contributors, and who are the informed people. So that's quite a DASI. So it kind of gives you a list of actions and steps and things to do, and it kind of brings this into life. We use it as a way to build the same level of accountability and traction and trackability. But instead of an informed person, we have an accountability person. So this is what's really important, is for you to break down those ideas and actions into very specific actions. So I go one for you here. So for example, I have to share later today this video with you guys. And my idea or my thing to do, it would be, well, share video recording. And that's the thing. But if I break it down into the actions, it will be, well, I need to create a thumbnail on YouTube. That's number 1, that's an action. Who is the driver, the approver, the contributor? And do I need someone to keep me accountable for that? Angie, you are the one. You're keeping me accountable for this. Download the video. That's step number 2. That's a second action. Upload onto YouTube. That's a third action. And 4th, I need to send the link and add the link to the email that is going to you guys. You see? So you could have a thing, but you need to break it down into the little tangible little things, because otherwise it feels really overwhelming. Sounds good? So make sure that you put these actions in here for that one thing you selected. Break it down in as much detail as you can break it down. Who is the driver? That's normally going to be you. Who is the approver? Maybe you need your partner to approve. Maybe you need to fit 20 minutes of exercise in the middle of the day, and then your partner has to fit that in at work while looking after the kids. And do you need anybody to contribute? You know, do you need someone you need to talk to support you with? And who's going to keep you accountable? This is really important. An accountability buddy can really work wonders. So make sure you fit that in. I'll give you about a minute and then we'll move on. Feel free to share any of your actions on the chat. And if there's anything you want us to keep you accountable for, we're here for you guys. So just make sure you add it in the chat if you want to build that extra level of accountability. And if you need to get an accountability buddy, just put it in the chat. I'm sure people will be able and willing to chat to jump on it as well and help you. Cool. Awesome. Have you got some actions? Nice. Cool. You might have seen, I think I sent it in the first email that got out. For some of you who've seen it, I used the other day a platform called FocusMate. Have you used it? Pretty cool. Basically, what it does is that it's online, so it connects you with another human in another side of the world who happens to be willing to be as productive as they can be for 50 minutes. And it's a bit odd, but it works. So what you do is that you jump on it, you sign up, and then you will see a calendar with tons of people who are either scheduled to be live in whatever time or are already live. And then you book them in, and literally you are both working on stuff simultaneously. You say, hello, my name is Ali. Hello, my name is this. I'm working on doing my next webinar flow. And then You're like, cool, let's get going. And for 50 minutes, you say nothing. You're just looking at each other, and it works really good. So if you need someone to build that level of accountability, for those who wrote down, write that article, create that platform, look for those opportunities in terms of a career, get cracking. Literally use the platform. It's free for up to 3 focus mate sessions per week, but I think it's otherwise $5. So definitely very, very good. Look at the privacy policies. I know some people have a couple of issues with that, but it definitely works. Guys, this is the last step. Are you ready for this? Yes, cool. Let's go. Here's where we gotta let it go. Let it go. You don't want to hear my voice. We're gonna let it go. Here is really when we gotta trust that we've done everything we can in our capacity and put everything we have in the very moment to try make our lives a little bit better, feel a little bit calmer, and overcome that anxiety and fear that involve us, okay? So it's here when you look back at your actions, the actions that you took, the ideas that you tried, and decide whether those ideas that you have implemented and perhaps put into practice, and this is something you won't be able to do today because you need a little bit of tracking, and so this might take you a bit of a week or 2 depending on what those actions are. 3 things might happen. That action or those ideas might pivot, which is like, actually, I started writing that article, but I'm all about actually calling my friends and check on them rather than putting content out there to the world, to people I don't know, or whatever it is. Your idea or action will persevere, which means you nailed it, you got it. And the third option is that your idea, solution, or action will perish for whatever reason. The market wasn't ready for it, you were not ready for it, the circumstances were not ready for it, it wasn't feasible, it wasn't viable, or it wasn't actionable during this time, okay? And this is okay. This is part of dealing with failure. And whatever happens here, the idea is that you're creating an action that is so very small that if you fail, you didn't waste tons amount of time and money and resources, but you need to track these on a regular basis. So if you put an idea and an action into the world, it's really about keeping your awareness and recognizing that change is critical during this time, and really remain open to your intentions. And this is where you've done everything you can, guys. Like, I've given you every single technique and tool you can use to troubleshoot your life and career. And so you might need to go with the flow, be hopeful, and trust the process. All right. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. And congratulations, you've done a creative problem solving workshop live. Woohoo! We've done it. Well done. You sticked around as well. So that's incredible. Now you have the basic knowledge to be a creative problem solver in your life and career. Mind you that this is also a very practical thing that you can run in your teams or organizations. And this is really about making those ideas tangible. And as I said, let's acknowledge our feelings, our emotions. But if we know that we could be biased to action, and if we know we can bypass that, do I do it, do I don't? Just do it. See what happens. See how you feel. Your mindset will change. Your brain will start adapting and changing. Your actual way of thinking will start evolving over time, and you will be more comfortable with fear. Vicky, I see your thumbs up. Love it. So a couple of things in here, and I've got a little quick poll just to really track if we. Oh, how can I? No, that's not what I want. How do I do this? Sorry, guys. See if this. Oh yeah, yeah. I just want to see if we actually nailed it. If we didn't nail it, do I need to pivot this? Do we need to pivot? Do we need to continue? Did we achieve what we thought we were going to achieve? So did we make you understand how you can use creative problem solving in your life? Yes or no? I'll give you a minute to answer this. Yeah, Eric, absolutely. Giving yourself the time makes so much sense. Yeah. We just need to stop sometimes, get through the process. Yeah. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Nice work, everybody. A lot of you think that, yeah, we tick the boxes. So I'm so glad. I'm so very glad and grateful. Thank you. Cool. We're just going to end the poll now. And just so can you see the poll results, by the way? I don't know if you can, but here, I think I can. Oh, yeah, cool. Amazing. Cool. So we've done the 10 steps of creative problem solving for your life and career to really help you deal with ambiguity and chaos as we are all dealing with now. A couple of things before we move on, and is that there are a few next steps, and nothing is like, this is a beautiful quote that I found, which says, nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that way we might fear less. And understanding things, it's going to be different for everybody. So I'm not telling you what to do. I don't need to. That's your job. That's your life. But what can we understand on a regular basis? I wrote this down a few weeks ago, and I hope this is something that resonates with you. And it reads like this: I can do the things I envision. Trust and support is within me and all around me. Listening to my heart will once and for all help me on my journey. I know it can. I know it can. Sometimes when I feel discouraged, confused, eager, think of how much of this path that is already there is ready for you. Think of how much you have accomplished, and think that the path ahead is the way it needs to be for a reason. Don't judge, don't fight, don't be discouraged. Trust that you are the light needed right here and right now. So guys, this has been an incredible pleasure having you. And if you want to just say F word everywhere, and you're like, don't tell me what to do, to lots of people out there saying, do this, do that. It's like, F you, I'm just dealing with my own life, man. That is totally cool. Just listen to yourself and keep doing what is right for you. If you feel like trying stuff, I want to show you this.
I'm so excited to welcome you to our Design Your Life and Career crash course using design thinking. You've used this methodology with thousands of individuals in Australia and overseas, and we're seeing incredible results. It's going to feel very practical. So the most important part of using this methodology in your life and career is to really embrace the chaos and the ambiguity that comes with designing your life. We know that life can get really extremely busy. So we put this methodology for people like you, people who are extremely busy, people who live extremely complex lives, people who perhaps want to change their careers for good, people who perhaps want to explore things and understand their passions and find purpose and meaning, and ultimately live a fulfilled life. You will be, after this course, your very own life and career designer.
So this is a little surprise that I wanted to share with you guys. This is completely free. This is not the typical webinar where, you know, you're going to get upsell something. This is completely free, and we put it together just right before live events could happen. So if you want to access it, Angie's also putting it in the chat. Otherwise, it's also here. It's a around 90 minute. A couple of you joined that session. Vicky, you joined a few weeks back, to really help you design a much more meaningful life. And if you wanted to find purpose and meaning, we have a couple of really, really nice empathizing exercises on what is my purpose, what is my meaning, what are the things that I want to do next. So I really invite you to do that, and join the tribe of designing a much meaningful life and career for you and everyone else. We're about to wrap up, but if anybody has a question or two, more than happy to answer anything at all in the chat. Erica, my pleasure. Very grateful. Cool. And as I said, this we'll be sharing the recording for this, so you will have access to this, and you already have the activity sheet, and we'll be able to also share a lot of more content and videos. Thank you, Jeremiah. That's great. Vicky, thank you so much. Love the post. Yeah, my pleasure, Hannah. My pleasure. So that is it, guys. If you have no questions, this is where you can find us on Square One. everywhere on social. Make sure that Angie is going to put in the chat also the link to our YouTube channel. So subscribe to it. We are going to go nuts with content to help individuals like yourself to design a much meaningful life and career. Deal with the chaos and ambiguity that we're going through right now. It's more important than ever that we're providing that value to our community. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We nailed it. We did it. You did it. Thank you so much for joining. A massive applause to you guys. Thank you so much for joining from all over the world. And I can't wait to see you making awesome happen. Thank you so much. And I'll see you very soon. Bye. Oh, the survey. You have a survey as well. So Angie will start the survey. It will take 15, 20, 30 seconds max. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.